we may think that the focus on faith that does justice and preferential option for the poor came into the society with GC 32. But much before GC 32, which was in 1975, there were great Jesuits who had given themselves completely to the service of the last, the least, and the lost. And one such great Jesuit is Alberto Hurtado, born in 1901 in Chile, in a comfortably rich family. But when he was young, his father died, and his mother decided to sell the family estate. But the buyer deceived her, and they were totally impoverished. The family had no means of survival, and therefore they were condemned to live in the houses of various relatives. And that is how Alberto grew up. Though born and early few years brought up in rich family situation, he became totally poor. Alberto never forget about this. And therefore, later on, he would commit himself totally to the service of the disadvantaged, the disempowered, and the deprived. This is how Alberto has been known to us today. Now he has been canonized saint. He was beatified by John Paul II and canonized by Benedict XVI. Alberto Hurtado joined the Society of Jesus in difficult circumstances because he had no money to pay for his education. But because of a scholarship given to him, he could get admission into the Jesuit college. And that is how he studied in a Jesuit college. And then he joined the Society of Jesus and went through the normal training of the Jesuits until he was sent for his doctoral studies. He did his doctorate and then came back from his studies completely given to the missions. What was his mission? Initially, his mission was to be the professor in the college and another university, teaching Christian faith and Christian social doctrine. That were his subjects. But he also began to write books and articles on burning social issues of the church, of the world, and of Chile of that time. And some of these articles were very controversial, and it made a lot of enemies to Alberto Hurtado. But he did not flinch. He kept on his commitment to the poor. And then he also began to give spiritual exercises. Turning point came in the life of Alberto Hurtado when one day, when he was preaching a retreat to the rich, pious women of Santiago de Chile, he was walking from the Jesuit college to the parish church where the retreat was going on. He found urchins rummaging in the dustbin of the municipality. He watched and he found that these urchins were desperately searching for leftover food, which was already eaten, the bones and all chewed up by the people rich and thrown there. These urchins were rummaging for them and once again chewing them, collecting them to take them to their families. Alberto was shocked and deeply moved. And with that shock, he came to preach. He left his the topic of the day and he simply began by narrating the scene that he had witnessed. And it was disgusting in a graphic description. But though these rich, pious, noble, polite, respectable ladies were revolted, he managed to touch their hearts. And then he pointed out to one of the ladies in the congregation and said, "Madam, I want you to know that this was happening right in front of your door." And that was a shocking statement. Everybody was stirred. And the result was, immediately the ladies began to remove their jewelry and give to Father Alberto and say, "Do something for the feeding of the poor children." They were deeply moved. Friends, this is the meaning of preferential option for the poor that Alberto Hurtado teaches us. Preferential option for the poor does not mean we must confine our work only to the poor. Even when we are preaching to the rich, even when we are teaching the children of the rich, even when we are working among the rich, to have a major focus, main focus towards the poor, and preach in such a way that even the hearts of the rich are moved. Teach in such a way even the hearts of our rich students are moved and they become agents of social change, men and women for others. This is what Alberto Hurtado accomplished, not only with the pious ladies of Santiago, but the youth, Catholic youth of the place. He built them up as a strong force for social justice, for works of charity, and for liberative movement among the poor and the deprived of society. One of the major works that Alberto Hurtado started, he called it Hogar de Cristo. Hogar de Cristo means, hogar in Spanish means the hearth, the fireplace. You know, in the European system, there were houses, and since there was no central heating system, in winter they would have a fireplace where they would burn wood. And Hogar de Cristo, in English it is the hearth. Now, hearth of Christ means a refuge, a shelter, but actually it means the home. He wanted to provide a home for the homeless children of Santiago de Chile. And donations poured in, and people began to help Father Alberto. And in no time, he was able to establish a string of homes of Jesus Christ for the homeless poor children all over Chile and all over South America. Even today, after so many years after his death, the movement of Hogar de Cristo is flourishing in South America, taking care of hundreds and thousands of poor children. In the lifetime of Alberto Hurtado itself, he has succeeded in feeding hundreds and thousands of the poor people. Unfortunately, even though he became a very famous man in Chile and highly popular and a national figure, pancreatic cancer struck him when he was just 50 years old, and it depleted his energy and laid him low. And as he lay down on his sick bed, his health bulletin became a national news. Day after day, week after week, finally Alberto Hurtado went to the Father. That is the real Hogar de Cristo, the home of Jesus Christ. That is where he went. But he went to his own home, the Hogar de Cristo, after providing homes for thousands of homeless children all over South America. What we learn from him, my dear friends, is this: our commitment to Christ has to be a commitment to the helpless, people who are weak, weary and wounded, broken, bleeding and battered. This is what Alberto Hurtado teaches us. Faith that does justice. This is the slogan of GC32. Let us take a leaf from the living book of Alberto Hurtado, and in our turn become homes for the homeless, shelters for the lost, source of hope and strength for those who are without hope and helpless. Thank you.